I think one of the most revolutionary things that RepSpark did was when they added catalogs. Digital catalogs were huge. At L-Space, we used to spend $60,000 to $70,000 a year printing these beautiful catalogs that got tossed out within, I don't know, a month of their useful life. And that was really expensive. And also, once they were printed, you can't change them. So if we made line modifications, we had to have these little inserts that went into the catalogs, and they were just, and then if you go to a trade show, you have to ship a big, couple of cases of those things to the trade show. And if you don't give them all away, you toss them because it costs too much to ship back. So that was a real revolutionary thought, and the fact that the catalog is flippable, that you can go through and select your products, you can select a product range, or you can do wish lists. That is one of the most really functional things that RepSpark brought to us, because now we didn't have to print those catalogs. The other thing is it makes it really easy for a rep to fill out an order. They can fill out an order much quicker using RepSpark. When we first started using RepSpark, we had a lot of orders that came in DOA. They were handwritten orders, or they were on a checklist or some sort of a line list, and they were a mess. Salesmen were selling colors we didn't have, styles we didn't make, wrong prices. So what RepSpark did is it brought discipline into the process, so that they were creating an order that was sellable. And our DOA ratio on orders, which one time as much as 20%, went to almost 0%. That was a huge benefit. So, and it really had an impact on how many customer service people do you need per rep. We were able to reduce our customer service rep ratio by 70% because there was no having to go refix the order. Because sometimes you would drop an order off to a retailer, and if you had to correct it, there was a lot of work that had to go into place because the retailer already maybe wrote a purchase order for it, or they already had it in their system. There was no way to run a railroad. So RepSpark made a huge difference.
I've also heard stories of, as you expand geographically, being able to copy a catalog and then take out maybe the product that's relevant for that vertical, or the product that's relevant for that geographical location. Like, you're not going to put the Brazilian cut in Idaho. Tell me about that.
Well, the guys in Idaho might like the Brazilian cut, but it probably won't sell because it might be a little too skimpy. But that's a really good functional part of this custom catalog that RepSpark has, is you can literally curate a line assortment that's very specific to a set of customers. And the ones that you might sell in, the products mix you might sell in say, Tennessee, might be very much different than the one you're going to sell in Newport Beach. And so salesmen are able to curate the order because we make a very wide line. And some of the products just aren't appropriate to certain marketplaces. And why waste your time showing them those products, and why waste your time of the retailer? So you really get that nice little focused assortment that really is sort of catered and curated for your retailer. And it looks like the entire line. And you can send that catalog off. That custom catalog, you can send it off to the retailer. They can use it when they have to go get their approval from merchandising or from their merchandise managers. It just makes the whole thing so much easier because you don't have this big, thick line assortment that you have because you're trying to satisfy the whole country. Instead, you're really curating for, say, any small specific market.